the live 5 seconds ago, so we got the first few people piling in. We're going to be diving into self-growth, relationships, spirituality. Any questions here are welcome, as we usually do 7 days a week on live, so welcome in the first few people. Anyone who's jumping in, feel free to start off, ask some questions. We're here to help you guys out, help you transform with self-growth, relationships, spirituality, confidence, insecurities, relationship dynamics, you name it. Any questions are welcome. So welcome in the first few people. Let's get some questions going. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Alrighty. Rose, AJ, welcome. Welcome. How to difference sarcasm when giving a compliment. Differentiate sarcasm when people are giving a compliment. It's tonal. Sarcasm is usually tonality. Now, depending on the person, you don't always exactly know what. Like, for example, I'm a very sarcastic person with people I really care about sometimes, and a lot of people say that they don't actually know if I'm being sarcastic or not. You could ask them. There's nothing wrong with that. You may feel a little bit embarrassed, or how do I not know this off the bat? But if you don't know this person well, it might not be easy to tell. But it's usually a tonality. If it's a little bit more higher pitched, and it's like, oh, like, yeah, there's this. And then some people kind of pause a little bit. That could be a sign, but there's always a bunch of different possibilities, Noah. And Noah, if you're having particular situations you're going through, shoot me a follow, shoot me a DM about it, walk me through it. Jackie said, remember how I told you my life always comes full circle for a lesson of some kind? Yes. Mr. Koo said, why are you single? I'm not. So, try again, I guess. Well, my younger girl had a boy find her on TikTok, and they met yesterday. Is that a good thing? Is this a nice guy? Is this a guy that could be good for her? How long have I been a life coach? Probably about a year and a half, but I've been on the journey for about 7 years, like my own personal journey. The dad is a dude I hung out with in college. Oh, very interesting. Very interesting. Fun meeting his kid. Yeah, that's very interesting. Like you said, full circle. Everything's full circle for all of us. It is pretty nuts. I don't know how any of us woke up this morning. Who knows? Stuff's crazy. Stuff is crazy by far. Welcome in, everybody. All right, let's get some more questions in here. Let's pop it up. All right, Scott, let's see. How to quit dipping. My wife hates it, but I can't stop. I don't know what dipping means. Could you rephrase that, Scott? I don't know if that's like slang for something. I don't know what that means. Don't know what that means exactly. Oh, okay, got it. Well, the reason you can't stop is because you probably use it to focus or for excitement or to boost your energy up. You want to find, how can I find a more natural way to experience and boost up my energy? How can I find a more natural way to feel more content within myself, to feel fulfilled? Where can you start to do that? Whether it's exercise, the gym, walking, running, maybe changing some internal mindsets and dialogue. That there's a lot of different potentials here. But the question is, why did you start it, Scott? And also a reflection question would be, what am I potentially running away from that I don't want to face? And this helps me every time I feel like I need to face that thing, pop one, and then you move on with your day. Asking is the most effective way. Yeah, Noah, if this is somebody that you don't know very well, yeah, there's nothing wrong with asking. But what is the comment? If you walk me through the comment and stuff, Noah, we could definitely dive into it. I can give you my perspective of what I think it might be. Have I tried the blank? No, I haven't tried. Oh, for him. Yeah, I'm like, I haven't tried this. I'm not getting on that. But yeah, I guess that's something good that I know some people do start with that to kind of cut back. Amy said I subscribed on YouTube. I appreciate it. You are the best. You make me happy. I appreciate that. How often should I do a deep clean of my rooms/house? Maybe once a month, once every 2 months. Really depends. I don't know how big your house is. I don't know if you're making a mess or you keep things tidy, right? It really depends on the person, Jackie. Appreciate the gifts. Examina, sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly on YouTube. I appreciate you. Miles said flex your muscles. No thanks. Let's see. Josh, appreciate the follow. What if the answer after asking is also sarcasm? Is this like a sarcastic, like, Noah, I want you to shoot me a follow and a DM walking me through because people usually don't ask about sarcasm like 5 questions in a row. There's got to be a certain dynamic or somebody you're talking to where this is going on. So definitely want to get to the bottom of this and see what's really happening. ADHD tips. Don't try and make yourself too much. Give yourself structure, but not too much, because your mind is going to want to go in a bunch of different directions. Break things down into smaller steps. Don't try to sit there and focus for 8 hours straight. You're not built for that. How do I help my friend going through blank? Spooky. It's tough. It's only an open invitation. It's like, hey, do you want to talk about this? Are you feeling okay? You can't force people to open up about these things. For example, when I was dealing with it when I was younger, I didn't want to talk to anyone. I was isolating myself. I'm not saying that was a healthy thing to do or good, but it's a personal choice, right? You can't force somebody, but spend time with them, ask them to go out, right? You can kind of give them that presence, let them know you're there. It's a good place to start. Alrighty, welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I was asking because she was talking on giving up. Yeah, I hope that doesn't happen, but yeah, I mean, she might be beneficial for her to talk to a mental professional. Bad Chad said life coach question mark. I don't know what your question is around that. Arkham Knight, that was a pretty good video game. I used to play that all the time. Can I talk to you? Sure. Throw down a question. Anyone who's asking, may you ask a question? I'm here to answer questions, so you don't have to ask me, just ask the question. Brother, I just got out of a 4-year relationship. How do I recover from that? Well, gee, I appreciate you sharing that. First place is don't run away from the emotions and don't try to distract yourself. You might go to the gym or start hooking up with other girls or talking to more people as not actually processing the emotions. That you don't want to do. I'm not saying don't go to the gym. Focus on yourself, of course. But logically process the things you could have done better in that relationship and what led to its downfall. So you genuinely learn the lessons and don't go get into a similar situation in the future, and feel the feelings. Like, allow yourself to miss her for a little while. Just don't create delusional narratives that you should get back together. Just don't do that. But allow yourself to feel this stuff. Especially as men, you usually don't allow yourself to feel. That's a good starting place, G. Also, I could send you over some lecture material I did in my men's group around processing heartbreak and processing pain. So, gee, if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM about this, I can shoot you over that lecture material, and it'll be like a YouTube link. Let's see. Been using ChatGPT to keep you grounded. Could be a good starting place. If a guy says he'll blank if you leave, is that love? No, that's not love. That's in some way manipulation. Is overprotectiveness love? Well, there's protection and there's overprotection. How do you define overprotection? Right? Is overprotection him not allowing you to leave your apartment or house without him, or is overprotection he always wants you by his side when you are out together? Like, what are we talking about here? BBTA. You got to walk me through this. Because it depends what you believe overprotection is. How do I fix my sleep schedule? No matter how hard I try to sleep at night, I always reset to, I didn't get the rest of your comment, but goofy. Try going to bed a little bit earlier and don't do something that genuinely relaxes you. Not your phone, not scrolling on social media, reading a book, meditation, an evening walk. Something that actually grounds your nervous system. Because scrolling on your phone does not do that. It just lights up all the receptors in your brain. And that you want to refrain from. So that's a good place to start. And feel free to shoot me a follow, shoot me a DM. I could break it down personally with you and kind of come up with a game plan. Do I have advice because you've been feeling demotivated? What are you trying to be motivated to do? Let's see. Oh, we got a lot of questions coming. Okay. Kira said, how do I get more things done every day? Put it in your calendar and make them small tasks. For me, if it's not my calendar, it's probably not getting done. So plan these things out for yourself and plan things out in the evening before. So like tonight, plan out your day for tomorrow and what you're going to do. Bad Chad, I see your question. We just don't talk about politics here, so I'm not going to answer that, but thanks for the question. What is the best way to last through the week to make it go faster, not to rush life? Why are you trying to get the week to go faster? Is there something you're running away from? What advice would you give if it's hard to connect with people you go on dates with feeling hopeless? Okay, BR, how many dates have you been on? And have you been in a relationship before? I'm gonna have a lot of questions for you. And BR, if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM, like breaking this down, but we could also interact with it on here. All right, Josh said, welcome back in, Josh. What do you recommend to not feel overwhelmed by everyday life and the world news? I don't watch the news. Sure, like news stories and public events pop up on TikTok and my phone sometimes, but I don't actively watch the news. There hasn't been a single day in my life, in my 20-something years of life, that I've ever turned on a TV and went to a news station. Never. 0 times. That's a good place to start. Stop actively inserting yourself in things you can't control. Focus on the things you can. That'll be a good starting place for you. Bad Chad said, please don't block me. We don't block anyone on here unless they're being absurd, and you're not, so no need to worry. I'm not blocking anyone. What's your opinion of people that use ChatGPT to fulfill their romantic relationship? That's an impossible task. You mean to ask for maybe certain advice? You can sometimes give you some good knowledge, but to fulfill your romantic relationship, I don't think that's possible. You need an actual relationship to be able to do that. Overprotection means doesn't let me speak to guys or follow them, watches what I wear. That's how do you feel about that? Because here's the thing, that is protection. If you think it's overprotection, I'm not here to convince you otherwise. But if your boyfriend, for example, doesn't want you to speak to other guys or follow them on social media, that's very valid. And watches what you wear to make sure you're not half naked all the time. Sounds like a good, caring relationship partner. I have a lot of dreams, but I cannot accomplish them. There's something I think. Yeah, what are the dreams that you have? Maddie said how to get rich. Start by finding something you're actually passionate about. So we got a lot of. Okay, good questions, guys. How much of identity is true, and how much is just the persona Jung said we wear for society? Great question, Eric. Very good, deep question. How much of our identity is true, and how much of it is just our persona and the mask we wear? It's different for everybody, but I will say that your average person is performing probably about 60 to 70% of the time in public, if not more. And maybe 30% of the time they're actually themselves, maybe not even. We have a persona to keep up, an identity that we've created in our mind that isn't congruent with how we actually feel because we want to people please, or we don't want to hurt somebody, or we don't want to be confront somebody, or we want to keep the peace, no chaos, right? We want order. So in that case, that the problem is that doesn't lead to connection. So you definitely can morph your identity more consciously to be more authentic instead of a persona, and I think that's very important to do. Good question, Eric. If you want to shoot me a follow, I'd love to see you back in here. I want to hear more questions like that. Hold on. There's so many questions, my comments keep moving. Hold on. How do I looks max beyond weightlifting? Take care of your skin. Take care of your mouth health. The rest of your body hygiene, right? Yeah, if you feeling like you're useless is a projection you have for yourself because you're comparing yourself to people that aren't you. Question is, what do you want to provide value for in this world? That you have to get clear on. Don't just play the victim here. User said, hey, good day. What's going on? How can I, when I wake up to work out, be fit, and when I wake up, I get lazy and won't? You're saying you want, can you rephrase that question, Mason? That didn't make sense. I put in myself and competitors in speech. What do? I don't have enough knowledge and confidence. I put myself in competitors and, again, rephrase your question. I don't understand that. How to make my girlfriend less freaky. I don't think you actually want that. Um, let's see. Or for those of you guys that are throwing your question down multiple times, stop doing that. Throw your question down once. I'll get to you. Castan said, "What do you do in real life?" What does that mean? This is real life. Is this not real life? My hair care. I use shampoo and sometimes conditioner. That's it. That's all I do to my hair. All right, welcome in everybody. I didn't see your question. You gotta throw it down below again. I put myself in competition in speech. Speech is a class you're taking? You talking in general? What do I do to have enough knowledge and confidence? Why are you convincing yourself you don't have enough knowledge and confidence? Oh, it's a class, okay. Why can't you learn new knowledge, new skills? What's stopping you from doing that? Oh, you're in a school competition. So why did you enter it if you don't want to do it? But this is going to be an exceptionally great lesson and experience because you're putting yourself in an uncomfortable position and doing it anyway. So that's great. What's going on, Sonico? I'm doing good. How are you? What's going on, Oscar, on YouTube? I was actually going to go there, but I canceled my trip because I don't feel safe going there at the moment. Moving out from my possessive parents that blank me into my boyfriend's house. Okay. Are you moving into an apartment? What's the plan to you, Dora? All right, Sonico, what are the thoughts you're having? Best way to not care about what other people think about you. Um, it's worth understanding that they don't care. Everybody is you know how you're so focused on caring about what other people think about you, and you're so in your head all the time, feeling anxious, feeling stuck. That's how everybody else feels too. So when you think they're thinking about you and worrying about you, they're not. They're worrying about themselves, just like you're doing for yourself. Get out of your head. Go talk to people in reality. What is the best idea in general in AI? Because I think it's the hardest guess what is impromptu. I don't know what the best idea is. I don't know. Hence, he has a brother, but it has a lot of space. I need a fresh start. They sucked my energy out. Okay, cool. I'm glad you're leaving that situation. You want to shoot me a follow and a DM, kind of walking me through what this really entails for you? I'd love to dive into it with you and help you out. Struggling with thoughts that I'm a bad person. What is it that? Okay, so Sonico, answer me this question. What is it that you do that means you're a bad person? What are the stories you're telling yourself? Yeah, of course, Theodore. We could definitely dive into it further. All right, welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. You guys like my YouTube shirt? YouTube sent it to me. What's going on, Marty? What are some tips you would give people to have a better life and better life choices? You need discernment and a deep understanding of what you stand for and what your values are. If you don't connect to anything on a deep basis, it's hard to make decisions because you have no basis to make interact with the decision. You're just doing it because this one's a worse, not as worse of an option, and that's not how you want to go about your life. Congrats to you. Appreciate you, Lesbo. AJ, what's going on? Welcome in, everybody. Hey, appreciate the gift, Quantum. Welcome back. Welcome back in. The thoughts often say that because I did something very minor, like swearing in my head, I'm bad. Who convinced you that swear words are bad? Tell me that. I curse all the time. I have no guilt associated to it. It's your perception in a relationship with this. I'm not sitting here and saying you have to curse all the time, but you're not a bad person just because you have thoughts about things. Everybody has crazy thoughts sometimes, but what you're referring to isn't even crazy. And I think you already know that. True knowledge, not gonna lie. I'm glad it resonates, man. Welcome back in. I'm told all the time to stop saying the F word, but I am who I am. I mean, yeah, who's telling you to stop saying the word? Like, who are these people? You say what you want to say. I mean, look, if you're saying it in a negative context all the time and bringing the energy down, that's a different story. But I say the F word all the time in a positive light and just to joke around. Like, it's not that serious. It's people's perception that make it serious. Oh, you can't say that. Oh, brother, are you serious right now? I mean, no, it's not ladylike, but it's effective most of the time. You feel like it's effective for what? Like, what are you trying to communicate? Like in my coaching sessions in my practice, like especially in my men's group, I coach I curse all the time. Not like every sentence, of course, but when it calls for and makes the point a little bit deeper and emphasizes things, and it does. You think your partner is a covert narcissist? Okay, Chi. Well, welcome back in. What about your partner makes you feel that they are that self-centered? Luzbel said I can confirm that, guys. Yeah. She's in the women's group. So yeah, the women's group I curse too. Yep. My dad doesn't like it when I swear, so I feel uncomfortable swearing even when I'm alone. Yeah, I mean, look. So the thought came from him. It's about so ask yourself, how can I start to change my relationship with this? How can I say this and sit with the presence of that and not judge myself? That's a good starting place. Like positive ways most of the time are yes when effective to get the point across. Yeah. Welcome in. Hey, NO on YouTube, appreciate the gift. Welcome in. Um, let's see. Just a lot of little things that make me feel the ick. Okay. Well, yeah. Chi, either throw it down here in the chat, or I know you already follow me, shoot me a DM about like these behaviors and we can dive into it. Where do people go to find relationships? I went up to my girlfriend at a coffee shop. There's no right or wrong area or place to meet people. It's just anywhere at any time. Don't overcomplicate it. You have parents that get mad when I call their kids blank, but they are, and I mean blank is one. I mean, yeah. I mean, people are definitely going to get triggered by that. No one wants their kid to be called that, but sometimes it's the truth, of course. All right. Hafiz, this is a good question. Very good question. Does solitude is solitude the solution to escape from reality? How to do it properly? Okay, so if you're avoiding, you have to ask yourself reflection questions because this is going to be very personalized, Hafiz. Ask yourself, what am I running away from? What pain am I not processing? What am I rejecting? What am I neglecting? Where am I judging myself? Where do I feel guilt and shame and I disassociate and isolate myself? If you're isolating yourself to build a craft, to do research, to connect with yourself, that's a different story. It's about the intentionality around why you're isolating yourself for that particular period of time. You have to understand what your intentionality is. If you don't have any intention around it, start to investigate why you feel like you're doing it currently. There's going to be something that comes up for you. And Hafiz, shoot me a follow, shoot me a DM about this. Let's dive into it. I actually did in one of the lectures I did in my men's group heavily talked about that, so I can shoot you over that lecture. I think you'll find it super useful. I like joining these live streams because the topic can be one thing and turn into anything. Absolutely. We go all over the place. Chi said, okay, thank you. Yeah, of course. Feel free to shoot me a DM about it. We'd love to connect further. Fur said, the thoughts in my head are very negative. I don't know how to shut them down or actually feel better. Okay, Fur, can you walk me through what you're thinking about? If the whole world hated you and believed you did something bad, even though you didn't, what would you do and think? I would keep being a great person and keep helping people and keep pursuing greatness. in the face of all the negativity being thrown at me, because the truth will prevail. How do you know if your therapist is working for you? That's a good question, Stephanie. Well, how long have you been with your therapist? You start to doubt God? Well, that's a very human thing to do. I mean, God is a pretty mystical, spiritual concept. It's not easy to grasp. There's a lot of doubts in reality. So it's okay to doubt. Question is, what do you really connect to here? What are you reaching for? Someone said I need help. Okay, throw a question down below. Yo, black belt is great. That's a funny comment. Bro's gonna stop doing the lives now. YouTube shirt is fire. Hey, Emilio, what's going on? Glad you like it. Let's see. Hold on. Focus on your breath, and that will calm your thoughts. Yes, that's a very good starting place. Good suggestion. I find that surrounding myself with things or people I like helps me with my thoughts. Yes, that does help. But you also want to develop it to a point where you're by yourself and you can still feel comfortable, right? Because you can't be around people all the time. Am I an industry plant? Bro, I have like 4,000 followers. How can I be an industry plant? I would need like 10 million followers. All right, Stephanie, you've been working with your therapist for a month or two. Okay, what are you guys working on? What makes you think? Usually, when it comes to the self-growth stuff, making progress in whatever you're seeing your therapist for, it's gradual. Depending on the depths of what you're interacting with and experiencing, if you're unpacking like 10 years worth of trauma, it's not all going to be solved in a month. And sometimes it doesn't feel like you're making progress, even if you are. But again, Stephanie, shoot me a DM about this and kind of walk me through the experience and we can dive into it. How should I ask a girl to the dance? Walk up to her and ask her. God bless you, brother. Appreciate you, Nate. Welcome back in. Should my parents still know if I used to be a blank? I never told them, but I'm clean now. If you feel called to, if you feel it's going to be another level of accountability, in case you stumble in the future, or to just be honest and truthful with them, it's completely up. It's not necessary. But if you would like to tell them, you definitely could. What's going on, Amar? I feel lazy. Not enough, everyone doesn't like me, things like that. Okay. Well, laziness, these are different things you're interacting with. Laziness is usually as a result of you not feeling connected to what you're doing, so you don't actually get yourself to do it. People not liking you, maybe there are some people that don't. That's okay. Question is, but you not being enough, where did that come from? It didn't come from you. How can I stop thinking about him and feeling empty and sad? We're in no contact, it really hurts. Okay, Diana? Sorry. I can't speak English today. Diana, why did you guys break up? I know you're trying to stop thinking about him and you're in no contact, but why did you guys break up? It's gonna help me point you in the right direction. Are you seeing my question, Brad? I think I already answered it. If a psychological therapist isn't working, maybe a spiritual one would. It's a possibility. I was about to ask that, how can I develop it being alone in a healthy way? Yeah, I mean, in many ways, it's about your relationship with these thoughts. Understand that some of your thoughts are just thoughts. They come and they go. Don't latch onto them. Allow them to come in, allow them to float away. It's in your negative judgment of that thought itself that plummets you down and keeps you overthinking and stuck. You can choose to allow it to be there and to start to focus on something else. It's not easy, but you can bring your consciousness here and intentionally do that. Mandy, what's going on? I'm doing pretty good. How are you? I saw you texting me. I'll have to get back to you soon. I feel like I have executive dysfunction. How can I overcome it? Someone asked me about that before. What does that mean? Executive dysfunction? Dysfunction meaning? What does that mean? Cognitive and behavioral difficulty where the brain struggles to manage thoughts, emotions, and actions. Effective planning, organization, and is this a diagnosis or just like an idea? Okay. Anyway, you feel like you have that. Okay. Yeah, Olivia. What are you trying to manage? That's the question. What are these thoughts? What are the emotions? And maybe they've been stacked up for so long that it feels overwhelming to interact with any of them, so your brain just completely rejects it. And feel free to shoot me a follow and a DM about like what these are in depth, Olivia, so we can really dive into it. Nate, appreciate you sharing the live. Any advice on how to get girls? Focus on getting more connected in your life, passions, speaking more fluently, asking curious questions, charisma. Those are a few good starting places. Um, let's see. He used to drink a lot and substance. He was trying to get over it, but still ignoring me. Okay, how and disappearing. So okay, yeah, Diana. So are you no contact and going to talk in the future, or like we're done? Yeah, Mar, you need to know what type of girl you're looking for first. Absolutely. Bye, Brad. I'm going to sleep. Have a good night or day, and keep doing what you do. You rock. I appreciate you, Mason. We'll see you back soon. I go to therapy because I was too negative, but I feel like I'm just gossiping to her about my life. I mean, yeah, one thing I will say is there's certain therapists that will allow you to talk and just they'll allow you to talk for the entire hour and like just give you space. And sometimes you need to be challenged. So, Stephanie, I run a women's group that's completely free. We meet twice a week, diving into self growth, relationships, spirituality. Shoot me a DM. I'll get you in the women's group for free. Um, I think you'll massively benefit from that. I'm not saying quit therapy and do this. You can do it in combination, but we'll transform your life. That I know we will. Let's see. Thanks so much. Yeah, of course, some more. Do I speak Spanish? I do not. Theodore said I sent you a message. It's a lot. Sounds good. Check it out as soon as I can. Sam said I'm new here. Welcome in. Feel free to ask any questions down below. You ready for tomorrow's group? Awesome. Looking forward to seeing you on. There we go. Everyone's excited for the women's group tomorrow. We were about to meet and talk after 2 months, but he didn't show up. He was drink. Okay. Yeah, Diana, shoot me a DM about this because I really want to know the in-depth dynamic of your relationship. Jackie, I'm excited for what time? It's 9 p.m. No, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But Jackie, I don't think you have access to it. So, Jackie, shoot me a text because I gotta get you in the group. You're not in it, so you wouldn't be able to access it. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Alrighty. Let's get some more questions in here, guys. You had a breakup last month? Sorry to hear that. Why'd you guys break up? I know it's not right to self-diagnose, but sometimes I don't understand why I'm feeling a type of way. What type of way are you feeling? Let's dive into it. Can I tap dance? I don't think so. Why did my volume go off? Oh, it's loading. I don't know what's going on there. Let's see. Nate, we cannot address that question on here. You got to shoot me a DM about that. Will what help you find a life partner? Tap dancing? I don't know about that. Maybe. Leaving was easy for her. Forgetting me, that's the impossible part. Leaving was easy for her, but why did you break up? What is that group I need to be able to gossip about in my life? I'm doing too much in real life. It's embarrassing. Um, what is that group? Are you talking about the women's group that I run? Um, it's not a space for you to gossip. It's a place for you to express yourself and ask and dive into the depths. So we actually help you improve your life. But it's not a space where you're gonna come in. I'm gonna let you talk for an hour. That's not what we're doing. We're challenging you. We're helping you grow. If that's what you're asking about. You're looking for a girlfriend. What do you do? Address what type of woman you desire. Connect to those values that she holds and connect to them yourself. And go out in the world and go on dates and see what happens. Mark said, did I shave? I did shave my face. Dude, I gotta be honest. I don't like my facial hair. Like, after like 4 days of it growing, I'm just like, I feel like it's like I gotta crawl out of my skin. Maybe I'm just insecure. Who knows? No one else seems to have a problem with it. My girlfriend still finds me attractive, but I'm like, Dude, I just wanted to say I do the same thing you're doing, and I love it. You rock. Sam, if you coach, I'm always connecting with other coaches. I connected with 2 last week, and I think I'm connecting with another 2 or 3 this upcoming week. So, Sam, shoot me a follow, shoot me a DM. Let's connect. Whatever's healthy, yes. Yeah, absolutely. What to do if you're struggling mentally? When you say you're struggling mentally, what's coming up for you? I'll follow you and text you. Sounds good, Sam. Looking forward to connecting. And also, any men in here? You want to join the men's group? Men's group is it's free for a limited time too. So just shoot me a message. We meet 4 times a week in the men's group. We have a lot of different coaches in there. Depression or something, not sure how to explain it. Valid. Okay, so I used to experience that when I was younger. You want to see where the starting place is for you. Obviously, on a psychological and medical level, sometimes there's genetics at play, which obviously I can't really touch upon because I'm not doing research on your brain or in the doctor's office with you, and I'm not a medical professional. But I personally, like, I was able to overcome the depression that I experienced. I can shoot you over Doom if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM. Saying, hey, Brad, could you send me over the lecture about the depression? I did a whole 1 hour lecture in my men's group about how to like start to process it, how to interact with it, how to start to make progress. So that could definitely be a really good start for you. I think challenging is better. My therapist just used to let me talk, and I don't know, I need to change. Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you guys, I'm in no way, shape, or form against therapy, but multiple clients of mine have came to me and said, hey, like, my therapist lets me talk, you help me make progress. There's a difference. Yeah, if you're in like my men's group or women's group or more working with you one-on-one and you're going on a rant about something, like, again, I give you space, of course. I'm not like just talking the whole time. Like, I give you space. But if I notice you're doing something, I'm going to interrupt you and show you, because that's what this is about. Actually pointing you in the right direction. You'll send me a DM someday. You're not going to send me a DM. I've never heard that before. Doom, if you say you're going to send me a DM someday, you're not going to DM me. Dude, if you want the lecture of how to process this for yourself, I'd be more than happy to send it over to you. If you don't message me. That's completely fine. But messaging me someday, that's not going to happen. It's now or never, brother. We're going to go our separate ways if we don't connect. Can you offer help for pain relief? What is the pain that you're experiencing? My oldest just got home from work and is crying. Why is she crying? Yes, been in therapy for over a year. Nothing's changed. I'm sorry to hear that. Random question, but do you have any advice on stopping bad dreams? It's almost every night. Ash, what are the bad dreams that you're having? There's probably some patterns here that are reflective of certain things going on in your life. They're probably coming up for a reason. Good question. I love dream interpretation. It's like one of my favorite things of all time. I'm working on a spaceship and struggling. Any advice? Keep working on the spaceship, man. That's all I got for you. At her store and is affected by it? I don't know what you mean by that. ADHD, how to get motivation. Find something you actually connect to, and you'll probably start obsessing over it in a good way. Or try to do it in a good way. Advice for Jack said, advice for being a new father to twins at you're 15 years old? Is that what you're saying? You have plantar blank? I don't know what that is, Lily. I'm not sure what that is. You might have to shoot me a DM about that, walking me through it. She's sad for him and worried what will happen to him. Who? How to get over the fear of eternity and add the afterlife. It's not about getting over the fear. You're always going to be afraid of that to a degree. It's about developing a relationship and an understanding of that your life is temporary and you don't know what's going to happen. That's where faith comes in. That's where living your life to the fullest capacity now. Hey, since I'm not going to be here forever, what would I desire to do and hope that I do before I pass? Start focusing on building those in your life and get focused on that instead of just worrying all the time. The dreams are usually people chasing and trying to attack me. Okay, if that's the case, Ash, what what's chasing you in your life? Is it anxiety? Is it a certain emotion? Is it a certain person, a certain relationship, something at work, right? A lot of the times when I feel like I'm being chased in life, it's usually because I feel helpless in a certain area of my life in reality. You're 15 and she's 20, and okay, Jack, if you're 15 years old and you have 2 kids, shoot me a DM about this because this is going to be a long conversation. I can't just answer that question simply on here. Was it good that I communicated that my avoidance parents don't call your partner an avoidant? Yes, they have like avoidant tendencies, but don't say my avoidant. These are just patterns. Don't label them. Was it good that I communicated to my avoidant partner's parents shouldn't decide when to get married? Um, well, they have their beliefs as parents, and they're probably not going to change that just because you told them. How do you get it? Richard said, how do I get a girlfriend? And Mog? Bruh. Uh, no, we don't talk anymore because I was so upset and crying and told him, yeah, Mysterious, you were in here the other day. You were going to get married and then you blocked your partner. Isn't that what the situation was? All right, Angel said, how can I get over a guy who I talked to for 3 months and then he ended things out of the blue? It's worth understanding that he doesn't actually care, and the man for you is far away from him. You're attaching yourself further to something. Now, here, you have to feel the emotions, like processing these emotions. Being sad about it for a little while is literally a way to process it. Don't reject that. But understand why you're not together anymore. It's because he's not truthful. He's not open. He's not connected. He's not committed. It's not the guy for you. An Angel, shoot me a follow, shoot me a DM. Let's dive into this. Is it possible to like someone you're not sexually attracted to? Yeah, you can like them as a person, but I wouldn't suggest trying a romantic relationship with the person like that. Not a good idea. What do you think is a good partner for the anxious attachment type? Somebody who's secure, and that's what you should be working towards too. Guys, don't label yourself as anxious attachment and avoidant attachment. That's just me. No, you can change this. These are just patterns. You're recognizing patterns. Okay, I'm a more anxious person. Okay, I can shift that. We got to dive into how you can start to do that. So if you're an anxious person, you want somebody who's secure as a relationship partner, and for them to help you get more secure yourself, Carl. Shoot me a follow, shoot me a DM. Well, let's dive into it. Was dwelling on it all day and cried a lot. I feel bad for telling him to block me. I mean, yeah, I like I said the other day to you, I don't know why you decided to block them. Do you think I should become a DJ at clubs? If that's something you're passionate about, why not? Mandy said our conversation felt productive the other week. How every time we hang, it's all about blank still. Um, yeah, if it's only about that, you guys are avoiding something. How do you get over a breakup? Eve said. Why did you guys break up? In my defense, he was being really cold. You gotta have a conversation about it. You guys can't just run away from each other. We broke up because of a fight. If you had one single fight or disagreement in your relationship and you broke up, there was no foundation there. What were you guys fighting about? We ended on a good note and said, fine, we have no choice but to wait. But when I reached out after, and then the rest of the comment didn't go through yet. Saxophone, what's going on? That's crazy. I just mentioned you the second you right before you commented. What's going on? Welcome in, everybody. Nothing much. Doing good. Doing good. He was being moody, made me think, how can we wait 2 years if in the separation he's unwilling to communicate? I mean, yeah, if you guys can't communicate with each other, you don't have a relationship. You can't nurture something that you're not effectively putting effort into. I have race dysmorphia and I can't stop crying after I realized I wasn't. I don't know what that means. Good night, Brad. What's going on? I feel like he only keeps me hanging on for that. I don't really feel like he wants to work it out. Well, sounds like your intuition knows the answer to this. But you still want some of your needs met. So you're still going back. Since the end of January, hence why I told him to block me if he's not communicating. That was a good decision on my behalf. Hey, if you guys don't want to be together, you don't want to be together. End of conversation. We move forward. Welcome in, everyone. Freak said, I just ate a brownie. Very nice. Very nice. He says he does, but then it's all about that. Refuses to talk about my feelings. I'm always crazy. Of course. It's a manipulation tactic. It's what I used to do back in my high school days. Oh, I care about you so much. We have sex. I leave for the evening. I'm chilling. Hey, Brad, I think I hurt my shoulder. I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully you can recover very shortly. You're having trouble deciding a college? Well, what are your options? Kyra said, how old are you? I'm in my 20s. Yo, do you make money off of this? You got a course or something? I sell coaching and actual transformation. I don't just sell a course. That's goofy. But yeah, I run a whole business around this. Kyra said, life coach LMAO. Thanks, Kyra. I don't know you're not adding anything to the conversation by saying that, but okay. Welcome in, Andrew. What's going on? What is the best way to show my ex that I moved on? You're asking the wrong question, Tessa. If you're trying to show your ex that you moved on, you haven't moved on. It's why you're trying to still get attention from them. You still got some work to do. Thanks, Brad. It's hard to let go. I honestly don't feel like he meets any of my needs. Mine are emotional. Yeah, I mean, look, in many ways, you can also, like, through a physical way, through sexuality, try and compensate, because the nature of sex is still integrative and emotional. But if you don't talk about your emotions, then there's a disconnect, right? You're in PA. Very nice. You're near me. You're going for pre-med. Cool. Let's see. Vishnu said fire. Nate said, again, Nate, I can't answer that question on here. You got to shoot me a DM about that. Did I study psychology? Yeah, I've been studying psychology for quite a few years on my own time. How can I braise? I also can't answer that question on here. You got to shoot me a DM about that. Julia said burnout. You're struggling with burnout? Tessa, you want your ex to be jealous of you? You're not connected to yourself if that's what you want. You're looking for chaos in your life. You're not looking for peace. That I can't help you with. I can help you transform this and change your perception. But if you want to ask me for advice of how I can advise you to make your ex jealous, I'm not going to do that for you. Yeah, Julius, what are you burnt out with? What did you what got you to that place? Yeah, Tessa, you gotta reflect on this a little bit. You having your ex be jealous of you just disconnects you from yourself further and allows you to not move on and process this. Is that what you really want? Your job, okay? How often do you work? And Julius, like, give some space to yourself. Like, take a night off. Take a Friday evening for just you. Read a book. Do something that grounds your nervous system. Go for a walk. Something that you care about. And Julius, shoot me a follow. Shoot me a DM about this. We could dive into it. No, that's not what I want. You just want to make him cry. Again, you're I don't think you're listening to me. You're not listening. Um Literally 24/7. Yeah, you got to find things to ground yourself, Julius. You're not even if you convince yourself, "Oh, I'm working 24/7." You're not working 24/7. We all have space. You should respond to every message and email. Yeah, you should. Just not all at once. Like you got to take some time to yourself. There's certain people on TikTok right now that have been waiting days for me to message them back. Now I don't pride myself on that, but I am saying like, hey, sometimes I got to give some time to myself. I don't always get back to everyone instantaneously. Heidi said been 2 weeks. For what? I have a crush on someone, but he doesn't go to the same school as me, and he was gonna go do the same classes as me until the games season ended. Definitely find a way to start a conversation. See if there's something there for yourself. What's going on, Jenna? Welcome in, everybody. My ex knows that I haven't moved on. Okay? Do you know that? How to socialize better? I'm not good at talking in public settings. Slow down. Stop. You have expectations going into your social situations, needing connection and expecting it, and always needing to say the right thing. This is an impossible task. Stop trying to expect that. Just go in with curious questions and things you actually want the answers to. Ask people questions about themselves. It's a great way to socialize better. I had someone on my podcast today. He worked at National Geographic, filmed for the White House, and built a seven-figure business, maybe almost eight figures, at least in sales. And why did I bring that up? Socialize better. Or was it another question? Hold on, I brought this up for a reason. Oh yeah, like he suggests, like just go and talk to people. That's how he got his connections. Oh, and also, I also brought that up because I barely talked. I just asked him questions and just listened to him. Jesse said, on the second date, he asked me to do intimate things, and I told him I only do that in relationships. Is he playing the long game? Okay, well, I mean, look, if you reserve certain intimate things on a deep basis for relationships, that's valid. If you reserve anything related, intimate related at all for a relationship, that's a bad idea. Because you're not actually allowing yourself to express yourself and see if you guys are compatible. But when you say, is he playing the long game, what do you mean by that? What was the turning point in your life that made the difference in what you went through in your mind? I had like this spiritual awakening when I was 16 years old, and that helped me overcome my depression. I guess you could say I just started to look at the life in a very much a deeper basis. Annika, I appreciate the follow. Can you detect some common habits in social media that actually keep the soul empty? What do you mean by that? Like stuff people consume? Definitely brain rot content. It's a starting place for that. Annika said, "Are you in your mid-20s or late 20s?" I'm in my mid-20s. All right, so this is this girl that I like in my grade, but she ignores me. What do I do? Go find someone else if she doesn't want to talk to you. I can't socialize. Even saying hi feels like they're gonna judge me. They're not. You have to get out of your head. Say hi anyway, so you can prove to yourself, and they can show you that they're not judging you. How to handle awkward situations. What's the awkward situation? I got my girlfriend here right now. We're both big fans. She's planning to shoot fireworks tomorrow. Will I be safe? I hope so. How do I make my life more fun without overspending? I feel like I'm not experiencing enough. Really good question. You can go on mini adventures. Go to a coffee shop near where you live that you haven't been to. Go to a walking trail. Go hiking somewhere. Like there's so many things you can do for very inexpensive for free. I went on a hike the other yesterday. What I was gonna say the other day. I'm losing track of time. Went on a hike yesterday. Nice little pattern interrupt away from the normal reality. Get out there. You can't cook, what do you do? Start to learn how to cook. Start basic. Cook pasta. I just met this guy and want to get to know him, but I don't know how to communicate. You do know how to communicate. Don't tell yourself you don't know how to communicate. Don't delude yourself like that. You do know how to communicate, okay? How to attract a girl you like who doesn't have interest in you romantically and is taken? Move on. What's going on, Dave? Yeah. They're in a relationship and they have no interest in you romantically. How do I get them? This is just there's no positive basis for this question. Move on. I found a spot today to kayak that's available every day, so excited for that. There you go. I play music to feel like I'm not in reality for a while. I do that too. I was just playing drums today with some guys I might be in a band with. How to get comfortable with the feeling of being alone. Develop a deeper relationship with your own thoughts and your own mind. And do things that you care about when you're by yourself. Don't just make it boring. Like, investigate things, do research, learn new concepts, develop skills. Do things that actually relax your nervous system. How to stop being attached where every time I don't see an indicator for her, you gotta rephrase that question. I don't know what you're asking. Is a kiss on the first date a red flag? No, although I don't do it. The reason I don't kiss on a first date is because you're there to get to know the person. Now, if it just naturally happens, sure, but I like on my first dates, I had no desire for it. It's like, hey, I want to get to know you and see if there's something here. I don't care about the intimate stuff. That can come later, right? So it's not a red flag, no. But if somebody's trying to force that upon you and they get upset at you if you don't want to do it on the first date, that is potentially a red flag. How to handle a relationship and my own goals at the same time? Space. Give your relationship space. Give your stuff, you and your goals space. Danny said, thanks, man. Yeah, of course, Danny. Feel free to shoot me a follow. Would love to see you back in here. How to not stop dimming your light for other people who feel threatened? You keep doing what you're doing. You don't have to change anything. I mean, I feel like she's not focusing on the conversation. What type of conversation? You don't see an indicator from her for 30s? I don't know what I don't understand your question. Welcome in, everybody. Struggling to speak English? I don't teach English, so I can't really give you tips on learning English. How to handle a girlfriend profound and unexplainable BO? It's not unexplainable. There's reasons. Thank you. It's that easy, I guess. Absolutely. Face swarm? Yeah, it is that easy, right? You're like, hey, how do I keep doing something I care about when people feel threatened by it, but I'm genuinely doing something positive? Just don't change the behavior. That's it. Stop expecting them. Like, because here's the thing, you can change your behavior and they still won't accept you. If you compromise on your beliefs and values for somebody else, they're still not going to be satisfied and still ask more from you. Stop giving up on yourself. Damn, why is this dirty? Ugh. Wait, is it or is that just a mark? I don't know. YOLO. My girlfriend hates these. Can't say I love them, but they're decent. Geo said, you a Christian? I'm not. Emilio always comments at the best times. Better than yesterday's bev? 100%. Yesterday's beverage was absurdly horrible. It was not good. It was like this. It was from Target. It's like protein pop. Like it was like a healthier soda with like protein in it. I just wanted to try it. Not good. Not good. Not good. Skeeby on YouTube said, I like your hair. Thanks. I live in the same household as someone who blank couldn't eat food for a month. How should I feel? Is this a parent of yours? The other day I saw you in a. Oh my god! Of course, yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's actually wild. I gotta write that down. Hold on, guys. Set up a session in group. Can't forget about that. Hey Brad, I don't know if you remember me, but I was in here the other day. I do remember you. What's going on? I remember. I think basically everyone who says, "Hey, I don't know if you remember me, Brad," I always remember you. You ask good questions, my subconscious remembers you. Want to be authentic? Navia, this is actually a really good question. Want to be authentic, but also accepted / liked by others. Feel like my authentic self pushes people away. Introverted, but I feel lonely and crave connection. Absolutely. Even I'm more introverted than I am extroverted, and I deeply want to be seen. So here's the thing, Navia. The authentic side of you that most people don't like, is it that those people aren't right for you, or is it that there's certain character traits that you can genuinely work on and take accountability for? Navia, if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM walking me through what certain people don't like you for and what you feel like your authentic self is and what's the gap, we can dive into this and I can really point you in the right direction. Because definitely something important to dive into, of course. But yeah, sometimes it's just the wrong people. Hold on, why is this here? Hold up. There we go. My mom's boyfriend, blank. How should you feel? I would feel exceptionally disturbed. That's how I would feel. This warrants a serious conversation. I don't know if I should stay with him or just walk away. I love him, but I don't know if it's worth it. Yeah, you got to remind me of like what we were diving into the other day. I remember you, but I don't remember the exact question. Broke up with my boyfriend. I wish he respected me and didn't have to end it. What did he do to disrespect you, Malachi? Yeah, for those of you guys that are throwing your question down multiple times, just throw it down once. I'll get to you. I need to learn how to say no to people. Like, people ask me to hang out, and I'm bad at saying no. Okay, so the next time somebody asks you to hang out, you have something else to do, say no. That's your first step. Emma said, I need advice. All right, ask a question. How long have I been... QT said, how long have I been live for? An hour and 3 minutes. Hey, bro, how are you doing? Doing good, Diego. Nice to see you. Finally went no contact on him. Been 5 days, 4 days in a row. He called me multiple times, but not today. I think you might like the attention, Adina. Why'd you guys go no contact? What's going on? How do you set the right goals for yourself that you won't find meaningless later to pursue? This is a question of the soul. What do I connect to? What am I passionate about? What do I really care about? What am I curious about? What am I gravitated towards all the time? That's a good place to start, Stephanie, and morph your goals around that. Packed up and left off the grid isn't replying to me. Okay, I remember. Yes. Not sure if I can talk about sensitive topics on here, but he didn't respect me. Consent. Okay. Yeah, if he didn't respect you that way, yeah, definitely would warrant a serious conversation and a breakup. Malachi, shoot me a DM if you feel comfortable walking me through the in-depth details, and I can really point you in the right direction. Do avoidance come back? Usually not. Usually not. They avoid things for a reason. Been a month since he left, still no response from anyone, would send messages here and there. He left in what way? Adina said inconsistency and drain my soul is an avoidant he is. Okay, Adina, shoot me a follow and shoot me a DM about your relationship dynamic, what it was, so we could really dive into it and I can kind of point you in the right direction. What do you say to your crush for the first time? Hey, I think you're cute. And then talk about whatever after that. Yeah, Heart, I remember. I'm blank. Is it safe here? Yeah. Malachi said, will do, thank you. Uh, Lacey said JPG. I don't understand your question. I don't know what that stuff means. All right. Dano said, I'm breaking up with my girlfriend right now because of my anger issues and her lack of responsibility. Have you guys had deep conversations about this? Dano, shoot me a follow, shoot me a DM. Walk me through the dynamic. I want to make sure you're making the right decision for yourself. I can send you the breakup message I sent him for context. Sounds good, Malachi. I can take a look at it. Who's copying and pasting my comment? Did someone copy and paste your comment? Everyone says to surround yourself with good people, but what does that actually mean and how do I do it? People who connect to you, that you want to have, you have conversations that you actually want to have, topics that you want to dive into, people that you can rely on and they can rely on you. I'm debating whether I stay and wait for him still or just walk away. I mean, I think this relationship could potentially already be over. 27, do you help people of all ages with relationship stuff? I do. I have clients that are in their late 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. I think my oldest client is early 60s. So yeah, I help people of all ages with this stuff. We've been together for 4 years and I always get so mad about her actions, but she never cares. Yeah, that's you're getting anxious and confronting, she's avoiding and running away. Not a fun dynamic to be in. Dano, would love to dive into this with you if you want to shoot me a message about it. What should I do if I'm... Dude. Crazy troll comments. It's been 2 days since you responded to my last DM. Okay, if it's been 2 days since I responded to your DM, shoot me a message right now so it goes to the top. You're from Zambia, 22 years old. It's hard to find a partner. Yeah. I could shoot you over lecture material I did on the best ways to date, how to connect to your values, long-term dating. I could shoot that material over your way. Meet me if you just want to shoot me a DM about it. Oh, where is this? Is this my job? It is. Well, I mean, TikTok isn't my job. I just give people advice on here, but like coaching is my job, yes. Yeah, you can DM me. Not good at making friends. I'm a 26-year-old, and the friends I do have barely talk to. Yeah, I mean, making friends isn't easy. But just initiating curious conversations with people can be a good place to start to see if you guys and like, hey, we should go for coffee sometime. If the conversation goes well, they'll probably reciprocate it. It's been so much lately, and anxiety is killing me. Just followed you, so I'll be texting next time. Sounds good. Yeah, Dano, just shoot me a DM right now, just so we can start the conversation. If you feel called to, I can start helping you out with this stuff. Like, I can start relationships, but it's hard to maintain. Well, here's the thing, Navia. The deepest relationships don't need to be maintained all the time. Romantic relationships are different. Friendships, you should be able to go 6 months without talking to each other and you just pick up where you left off. Friendships should not be high maintenance at all. Point blank, period. If there are high maintenance, some other stuff going on there usually. Good icebreaker for your crush? I don't know. Icebreaker? Nah. Have a conversation you want to have. Alright. You're 18 and blank. Can you give me some tips? I don't suggest you be on that. Why did you decide to start taking that? Are you bodybuilding, or are you just doing it to do it? Alright, welcome in, everybody. When is it going to get better? As soon as you make the decision to start focusing on yourself. Oh, you are a bodybuilder. Okay, well, that's cool. I mean, look, I don't have advice for that particular thing since I don't endorse it. If we were having a more one-on-one conversation, we could dive into it and I could see where you're at. Welcome in, everybody. And it's still not working out yet. Matiko, sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. What are you focusing on currently? Not high maintenance, but I feel lonely most of the time. Like I don't regularly talk to them. Yeah, you don't have to. I regularly don't talk to most people. But if you feel lonely most of the time, loneliness doesn't just stem from a lack of being around people. It stems from a lack of connection with yourself, and that you want to investigate. Love said, "Where's my supposed girlfriend?" She's not next to me at this exact moment in time. She was on the live, not yesterday, Friday. Friday she was on the TikTok live. Is it bad that I haven't talked to my crush? I've liked her for 6 months. Yes, you have to start talking to her. Stop asking me questions on how to talk to her and start talking to her. Lucas said, thanks, bro. Yeah, of course. Shoot me a DM, bro. You sent a text? Sounds good. What are my thoughts on manifestation? We're all manifesting things every single day. When you wake up and you're in a good mood, how does the rest of your day go? Pretty great. You wake up and you're in a bad mood, how's the rest of your day go? You're creating that based on your perception. But there's, of course, different spectrums and degrees of manifestation. But yeah, I think we're manifesting things all the time. People brand it as a super spiritual concept. No, you're just casually doing it every day. First, I can't find a job. I work out. I'm learning more about finance, and every year I just make a loop. Yeah, we got to get you out of that cycle. Stop making loops. Just get a job, anything, even if you don't care about it. Have that be the starting place. Malachi said, how did you get into doing this? Past relationships or spiritual experiences made you want to? I was diagnosed with depression when I was 13. Dealt with it until I was 16, and then got obsessed of changing my life, and I was able to do that. And then over the last 7 years, I've been obsessed with diving into all this stuff, and I've helped over 100 men and women in my coaching practice. Ellie said, subbed in for your honesty. Appreciate it. Welcome in. Vishnu said, you are very self-aware, question mark. How do you deal with people who aren't? I'm not friends with them. And I don't surround myself with them. If they're a client of mine, I'll have a conversation with them and dive into it. But people who are not self-aware, you don't have a relationship with me. You're not my client. I'm not here to help you become more self-aware. If you're going to reject any ideas I put out there or conversations, it's my job in my coaching practice. It's not my job just to try and help people who don't want to be helped. You want to be a mom, but I don't want people to only view me as a mom. Well, you're not only a mom if you're a mother. There's many other qualities to you. This is a projection that's going on in your mind. But what is so horrible about the identity of being a mother? Like, that's one of the most transformational things you could possibly do is carry a child, birth a child, and raise a child to become a positive force in reality and in life. That's probably one of the biggest transformational tasks a human being could do. Don't put that lower on the pedestal than it actually is. Anya said, can I ask dating advice? Of course. Bro, I'm unemployed for almost a year, struggling to get a job, deep depression. Yeah, dude. Stop trying to get a job that you enjoy and just get something. You need a starting place. You need some level of income, and then you can figure it out from there, and we can do that together. I have a free men's group, free women's group. We meet multiple times a week on coaching calls. Shoot me a follow, shoot me a message about it. Let's get you in there and change your life. You want to open up a practice in the future? Awesome. Vishnu said, great answer. Glad it resonates. You should make books about life. Maybe I will in the future. Bro, I need your help. I need some advice. Yeah, I think I already addressed that. Did you have to get trained in coaching or taught yourself? Actually, I taught myself for the most part, but I do have 3 coaches that I learn from all the time. It's not the same as becoming a therapist, because therapists are in the medical industry and coaching is not. Being a mom is your best quality. There you go. I became a coach like a little less than 2 years ago. I have a lot of mental health problems, but it feels like it's gone away. You feel like it's gone away, and you're asking, what do you do? Well, if you feel like it's gone away, what is there to do? A guy ghosted. We were talking for 3 weeks. 6-hour call. Next day, completely ghost. I reached out 2 times. Something was going on that he didn't tell you about. Stop chasing him. How do I join the men's group? You just shoot me a DM about it. I can walk you through how to get in. Yeah, Anya, just leave it. Don't chase him. And feel free to shoot me a follow as well, Anya. I could shoot you over a lecture I did around like processing heartbreak. I mean, I don't think it's heartbreak, but it's still something that you're processing. Of course, you were attached to him. Sent you a message. Hope it gave enough context. Sounds good. I'll DM you if I ever get hired. You'll be the first to know. Sounds good. Well, you could DM me before you get hired. I can still help you out. Anya said thank you. Yeah, of course. You should help people who want to be helped. The rest will just frustrate you. Absolutely. I invited you by accident. Sorry, Anya. The button is literally in the comments section. It's so frustrating. Breaking up after being together for 11 years is not. It's not easy to untangle our lives. Yeah. Well, why'd you guys break up after being together for 11 years? What happened? I appreciate you forgiving me, Anya. I appreciate it. Ellie said how to stop overthinking. Your thoughts are pointing you in a direction that they want you to pay attention to. Don't reject that. Investigate why it's happening. Hey, just jumped in. What do I do for work? Self-development coaching. Any advice for plastic surgery addiction? I try volunteering once a week to touch grass. Yeah, if you have a plastic surgery addiction, there's a lot of insecurities internally that you are refusing to address, and you're using that as a coping mechanism. So, question is, what are the insecurities that you have that you want to dive into? But you have to want the answer. If you ask the question but you don't want the answer, your mind's not going to give it to you. Have I helped people with pet loss? I don't think I have yet, but you could be the first one. Maybe it's trauma related to my old self. It could be. It could also be related to a version of you that still exists, you just reject. How to stop anxiety? What is anxiety? Abby, I see your question. We can't dive into that on here. You gotta shoot me a DM about that. This is what we're drinking. It's like an electrolyte drink. Let's see. I asked someone out this morning. She seemed interested. Undelivered. Should I be concerned? Oh, you're on delivered. You asked her out this morning. She seemed interested. You asked her out over social media or in person? Welcome back in, Wes, as well. Anxiety is when you're drinking and the next day you're anxious, embarrassed all day. Okay. Stop drinking. There you go. Don't get as drunk. QT said you're a good coach. I appreciate that. LMAO makes sense. Drink hot chocolate instead. There you go. Malachi with the perfect, better answer than me. Better answer than me. Drink hot chocolate instead. There you go. I agree with that statement. Very much agree with that statement. Do you have any tips for me? I've been wanting to do better in school. I always forget homework. The second you get homework, plan it out in your calendar on your phone. Set time aside to complete it. Wes said text, but she said she would like to do something fun sometime in person. Have you met in person sometime? Have you met in person before? Or, like, how did you meet? Like, is it just from a dating app? Or Princess J said, how do I get gifted? You're already gifted. You just have to uncover what that is. Bro, and this guy ghosted me since Tuesday. How can I stop thinking about him? Well, it's been, what, 5 days? So you're going to think about him. Allow yourself to do that without judging. But what is it about him that you're thinking about? What got you attached to him? Just turned 22 yesterday. Happy birthday. Any advice? Also, this is my last semester in college. Keep building what you're building. Lean into your skills and your passions. And you're almost done with university. Congrats. Finally out of the school system. Connection was really good. I think his personality got me attached. Valid. How long have you talked to him? Thanks, man. Yeah, of course. Yeah, and Uno Reverse. Feel free to shoot me a follow. Would love to see you back in here. Dude, my chair's in the way. I don't really like people that date is that kind of weird. You're saying you don't want to date or you don't want a relationship? 3 weeks, but we met on a dating app and we're supposed to meet this weekend. Oh, we were supposed to meet this weekend. Yeah, he probably had other options. But understand this, Anya. If he ghosted you, he didn't respect you or himself. He doesn't have any values. That's not a man you can be with. It's not one that's going to meet your needs. If he can't even tell you why he's not going to see you anymore, incredibly disrespectful. Should you do what? Living. You met her at a bar in person. She gave me her number. She said I was an awesome person, and yeah, Wes, the rest of your comment didn't go through. I don't really like anyone and haven't ever in a romantic way. How old are you? So does Grill. I know has used men blank for herself for the past 10 years and totally. Dave, can you rephrase your question? I didn't understand it. How to join in relationships? What do you mean join in relationships? You're 17. Oh, you're 17. I mean, if you haven't found yourself connected to someone in a romantic way, that's valid. Very normal at 17 for sure. Want to try something social experiment. Asking 50 plus girls till they give me their number. Should I go for it? Yes, absolutely. But you mean like just go up to girls and you're gonna stop after someone gives you their number? What's the age range for dating? I don't think there's a particular age range. So this woman used multiple men for fun last 10 years and she can't trust men now. This is the girl you're talking to, Dave? This is your current partner or someone else? It's not your job to fix her. A friend you know. Yeah, if she can't trust men, it's her own fault. She has used men for fun while simultaneously wanting something more, which she won't admit to herself or you, didn't get that, didn't meet that expectation. They left her. She's been doing this for 10 years and now she can't trust men. No, she doesn't trust herself. That's why she doesn't trust any other human being, because she knows the depths of manipulation she would go to for somebody else. So she believes that other people would do the same thing to her. This is all internal. This has nothing to do with the men that she's talked to. Not necessarily nothing to do with it, but she's created this for herself, so she needs to start to interact with it. Why men always cheating, bro? How How many men have you been with that cheated on you? Would love to do something fun sometime, like coffee, going dancing, but she said she's a busy person. If a girl says, I'm a busy person, yeah, who's not? Who's not a busy person? You make time if she's a priority for you, or you're a priority to her. I'm gonna go and date the first one that'll give me her number. Like go on a date, that's a good idea. But dates and like ask them to be your partner, that's not a good idea. Welcome in, everybody. My boyfriend of 11 years broke up with me. He said I make decisions emotionally and tired. What's going on, Dave? Or Dave, you're already here. Appreciate the gift. My boyfriend of 11 years broke up with me. He said I make decisions emotionally and tired of solving problems. Okay, so he's tired of being a man. Because as a woman in a relationship, he's supposed to help you make decisions and you're supposed to be emotional. This is a normal dynamic, P. Sounds like your relationship partner just didn't want to be in a relationship anymore. P, shoot me a follow, shoot me a DM walking me through your relationship dynamics so we can really unpack this so I can get you a better answer. If I'm a man and I love men too, how to process? What do you mean how to process? He said I won't change and that it's his fault for always letting me have my way. Yeah, it is his fault if he doesn't ever confront you on anything. You don't want anyone, I like being single. Well, that's valid for right now. Yeah, I mean it's not living. It's not that she wasted 11 years. It's not a waste. It's all a learning process. Men listen to women, all need to vent. We carry that for them, for sure. But you don't have to carry it. You just process it. It processes, goes in one ear, process it, let it go. Good point. Maybe I hope for the best. If no response by tomorrow, might just move on. Yeah, absolutely. Don't attach yourself to this. There's so many women in the world for a reason. This one's not being responsive. You don't have to force it. In fact, you shouldn't force it. And Wes, if you want to shoot me, I know you already follow me. If you want to shoot me a DM, I can send you over an hour lecture I did in my men's group about long-term dating and the pillars for that. I think that could be really transformational for you. People wronged me. I got unjustly fired. How do I let go of wanting revenge? Good question. Don't reject your feeling for wanting revenge. Taking action is a different story. Understand that this is if they had to do some sort of manipulation and unjustly do this, they're not connected to themselves. They're not happy. They're down here, you're up here. Don't bring yourself down to that level. That's what revenge is. Allow you to feel the pain of this. Like you got fired unjustly. That's going to be painful. Don't run away from that. Allow yourself to experience that and move through it. Physical activity can be a good way to get through that. And also understand this was a reflection of them and not you. Don't make it personal, even if it affected you, of course. And honey, if you're struggling with that, shoot me a follow, shoot me a DM about it. If he ghosts, does that mean he probably found someone else randomly? Either that or it doesn't matter if he found someone else randomly or just decided to stop talking to you. I mean, if he ghosts you, that's just disrespectful. You don't want somebody who's going to do that to you. How to know if I gave someone ADHD? I don't think you could do that. Oh, if someone has ADHD. You could ask them. Can you give me a random advice so I'll take it as a sign? Yeah, Tima. What you're looking for is right in front of you. There you go. Any advice on how to stop ruminating? Allow the thought to be there and allow it to float by. Don't sit in your mind all the time. Allow it to be there and start taking action. Idea comes in, take action. Right? Don't keep yourself in the same place. Don't to stay stuck. Taib said, how do I become a life coach like you? Shoot me a DM. I help people kind of start their life coaching businesses. I could give you some advice in the DMs. My old comp fired me for no reason and to give any compensation. How to cope with social anxiety. I try to talk to people, but I just mess it up. How do you mess it up? Walk me through that. When my talking stage said she wasn't fully ready for a relationship, I waited, together now for 2 years. How long did you wait for them? Any dating advice for men, or for you, Chris? Yeah, what advice do you need around dating? Why is my day bad when I don't see my crush at school? Because, brother, you have to get out of your head. You have to start having conversations. I can't stress this enough. I don't want to keep saying the same thing over and over again to you. Any advice on how to be less judgmental? Notice the judgment and change it into a more positive thought. When you start feeling jealous about you're jealous of someone, that is judgmental. Instead of being envious, go up to them and ask a curious question. You're jealous that they have a better physique than you? Go walk up to them and say, "Hey, how'd you get this?" Right? Take action on this stuff. When you start judging someone, go up and have a conversation with them. You're 2 years sober. Very nice. Congrats. You're single, is that normal? Sure, for a certain period of time. I waited for about 2 months because I could tell her ex affected her and she needed time to heal. Cool. Glad you guys worked it out. Is not kissing on the first date a good sign? Yeah, I didn't kiss my girl on the first date. It's more for getting to know somebody. The intimacy can come later. It's not number one priority. You're 26 and single, okay. Do you have a question around that? Your crush is pretty and intimidating. She's not intimidating. You just think you're not on her level, which is just a BS narrative you tell yourself in your head. There's no leagues. Guys, stop telling yourself, she's out of my league. No. She's just as insecure as you. She's a human being. Like, stop putting people on pedestals. People who make millions of dollars have health struggles that you don't know about. They have relationship problems. They're just like you. How to approach someone you like? Walk up to them. Tell them they're cute. Let the conversation flow from there. That's it. Stop overcomplicating it. What do I do with my seatmate? Seatmate? For every guy wanting a girl, don't change. The right girl will want to pursue you, not vice versa. Yeah, don't chase women, correct. Thanks, man. Really needed to hear that. I'm glad it resonates. Yeah, Mr. Means of Living, shoot me a follow. Let's connect in the DMs. I want to help you out. I want to move to another country for a better university, but I'm attached to people here and scared that I won't be friends again. If you moving makes you not friends with someone anymore, you were never friends in the first place. Some of my closest friends live like 6 states away from me, and I see them once every 6 months. Doesn't destroy our relationship. Why I don't care about losing people? Because you're either being egotistical and you're disconnected from reality, or the people you're not afraid of losing is because you don't actually care about them. Do you strongly believe in God-centered relationships? I don't strongly believe in God-centered relationships for myself personally. But I think it can be very beneficial for religious individuals. Can I find the right one on dating apps? Yeah, you could, but I would definitely suggest starting conversations with people in person too. Oh yeah, you could definitely find new friends in the other country, Anya. Super easy. Hey, I'm new to the country. What's your name? I'm trying to meet people. That's it. That's your conversation starter. For sure, you got yourself a new follower. Sounds good, man. Looking forward to connecting. Ina said, I think you should pay attention to me. You need more popularity. I should pay attention to you. All right. Let's see. How do I heal faster from this breakup? She told me after a few months of dating she's not over her ex. Heal faster? Shoot me a follow and a DM. I'll shoot you over a lecture I did around processing heartbreak. Missing piece, what's going on? Nate! The legend is in the house. The legend is here. Does it always get better, bro? Yes, it does. It always gets better. What's up, man? see. Smuggy said, okay, pre-recorded. This live is not pre-recorded. We have TikTok live over here. Should you study architecture? If you want to. I'm not here to tell you what you should or shouldn't study if you're connected to it. What's the meaning that my friend, who's a girl, suddenly avoids me for no reason? Have a conversation with them. Don't just, oh, why are they not talking to me? Ask them why. Don't avoid this conversation. Why do people say it gets worse before it gets better? Well, sometimes it does, depending on what it is. Like, for example, if your girl just broke up with you, it feels like it gets worse before it gets better in situations like that. But it's only in certain contexts. It's not like every area of life. All right. What are some good places to meet single women? Coffee shop, library. I mean, look, you're never going to know if she's single or not. You go up and have a conversation and see. What do you think about wanting space in a relationship because she's overwhelmed and we often argue? What are you arguing about? Because that needs to be addressed. You don't just want to create space. What should I do with my life after? Okay, Valen, we can't talk about that on here. You got to shoot me a DM about it. My mom wanted me to be a teacher, but my heart is not in it and she's not growing any younger. Should I try at least? No. If you don't want to do something, but your parent wants you to do it, why would you do it? You're here to it's not your job to fulfill what your parents want you to do. It's your job to fulfill what you want to do. That's it. And your parents are supposed to support you in that. But don't expect them to. Not everyone, they won't always. Don't try something just for her. You're going to be 20 years into it and feel so disconnected. And your mom just wants you to be happy. She just thinks that's the only way to do it, which she's not correct. She's easily annoyed. Your girlfriend is easily annoyed by you? That's a problem. Well, how is she easily annoyed? Hey, I messaged you privately. Hope you read it soon. Sounds good, JJ. If you messaged me privately the other day and I didn't get back to you, send me a message again so it goes to the top. But if you just sent it to me, then I should be getting back to it soon. Josie said advice for teens. Don't be afraid of your sexuality, but also don't go crazy. And explore truth and honesty and finding out what you want to do and build in this life. That's a good place to start. That she wants space because you annoy her, that sounds like she just doesn't want to be in a relationship with you. Advice for a hopeless romantic. Why do you have to be hopeless when it comes to romance? This is possible for you, Stan. Don't take that route. It's not going to help you. Any advice for people who are struggling to find purpose? Yeah. Start trying new things all the time. Don't sit in your head and try to think about what your purpose is. Do things, and it'll reveal itself. Cole on YouTube said my number one goal in life is to not get married. Okay, cool. Thanks for sharing. What am I coaching people on? It says it right at the top of the screen. Yeah, I'm in the building phase at the moment. Awesome. Every person is going to meet the one. No. Unfortunately not. Because most people aren't willing to do the work internally to truly discover what they even desire in somebody. So no, not everybody, every human being will find the one. Unfortunately not. But you can. I had to drop out of college due to my health. Can't work more than 12 hours a week. Any advice? What's going on with your health? That's a good starting place. You're blank, but a Catholic. How do I tell my extremely religious grandma? If she's not going to accept you, you don't have to tell her. She doesn't need to know. Chronic illness, okay. Um, you want to find things that you connect to that you don't necessarily need to move your body for. Things intellectually, things philosophy-wise, things spiritually, things of that nature. That's a good starting place. Yeah, Lily, you don't have to. You don't have to tell her. Heba, appreciate the gift. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Life coach, you're a life coach, Heba. Shoot me a DM. Let's connect. I've been connecting with a lot of other coaches recently. What to do if there are too many career paths that interest me and I can't choose? Take all of the ones you're interested in and do a lot more research on what it would look like to be in that job on a daily basis. What your lifestyle would look like, how much money you're making. You want to combine all those things together. How to be a life coach? Stan, shoot me a follow and a DM about that. I've been talking to people, like giving them advice on how to start their life coaching practice, but it's a long conversation, so shoot me a DM about that. Your eyes drop happiness. What do you think is real love? Uh, what do you mean is real? It's think. What do you think it's? Can you rephrase that question? Better or not to believe in God in this era? Definitely believe in God. That's definitely. I mean, I'm not telling you what God to believe in, but Anya said bye. I'll see you soon. Well, how do you drop your addictions? Well, you first have to identify why you picked them up and what's keeping you there. What pain have you not processed? What could you potentially be running away from? I just feel like I only get ghosted and rejected or undelivered. How do I not get discouraged? Well, Wes, we want to investigate why that might be happening. If every single girl you talk to just ghosts you and rejects you and stops talking to you, there might be some things internally that we got to work on. Shoot me a message, man. What does love mean to me? I mean, it's constantly showing up, constantly putting in effort, and you have shared values and vision naturally, and you just expand upon that together, and you focus on growth in your lives individually and together. And you're always there for each other in every capacity that you could ever think of. Mia said, I ended a year-long unhealthy relationship. Any advice? You said it was an unhealthy relationship and you ended it, so congrats that you took action on this. Don't run away from the pain that you're going to experience over the next few weeks. Allow yourself to feel those emotions. You're grieving what you thought the future of the relationship would be in a healthy light, and it never came to fruition. And Mia, I can shoot you over some lecture material I did around processing heartbreak and processing pain. Just shoot me a follow and a DM. It'll be like a YouTube link. I can send it over to you. Couldn't take my road test today because my brake went out as soon as I got there. I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully you could reschedule it. How do you date with strict parents? When you say your parents are strict, well, do they not allow you to date and you're hiding this from them? What's the situation? You seem to be a chill dude giving free advice without expecting anything in return. That's what I'm doing. Some people from these lives like go on calls with me and then become a client in my coaching practice, but yeah, there's no expectation here. I'm here to help you guys. Tips, not trips. Tips in letting go of extreme insecurity height. You're focusing on something that you can't control. Focus on the things you can control. I'm about 5'6", maybe 5'7", so I'm decently kind of short. I've never had a problem with women. Why? Because I didn't let the height conversation that's going around on social media to impact me. Are there certain women that would maybe not look in my direction because of my height? Sure. But I've never had a problem. I've had many short-term dating experiences, long-term dating experiences. I'm in an exceptionally fulfilling relationship. And most girls are shorter than 5'6". So you don't have to be 6'7". Like, it's, and Trex, shoot me, because the insecurity, it's deeper than just the heights. Like, there's something else going on we gotta dive into. My favorite spiritual people? Wayne Dyer, Eckhart Tolle. I can't say Osho because I haven't really looked into him that much. Those are a few good starting places. My mom, who cheated during marriage, is single. She thinks I check what she's up to. It's annoying. Okay. What's your question? Rick Keel said hi. What's going on? Mia said thank you. Yeah, of course. Why? Appreciate the gift. They're very religious. If they don't allow you to date, then yeah, you might actually have to not tell them about it. You think love is a rope, it stretches, it narrows, it twists, because the reality is that people change. Not, yes, people change, but they don't always change in a bad way. You're always changing, but are you changing in a positive way together? How to not let people's words affect you? Well, most people's words, if it's affecting you, it's because there's a part of what they said that you secretly believe is true. That's why it hurts you. Julia said, my crush is about to marry me. Your crush or your relationship partner? I like Osho too, but he might be a problem. What do you mean he's a problem? Yeah, Wayne Dyer is really cool. I like his stuff. How do you handle loneliness? Use it as an opportunity to get connected to yourself, to investigate things, to become passionate, to try new hobbies, to create more in your life. Don't just use it to isolate yourself. Every night I'm overthinking. How do I remove it? If it's a recurring thought on things you're overthinking about, you want to see where that's coming up and what you're not addressing, because you're overthinking about it maybe because it's trying to get you to pay attention to something that you keep rejecting or not paying attention to. Someone spreads a lie about me and it bothers me because it's a lie and everyone else believes it. The truth will prevail eventually. If everybody believes the lie that people are saying and nobody believes you, those people aren't your friends. They don't care about you. Don't try and get them to care about you. How do I introduce them to my parents, though? I want to get married eventually and can't hide it forever. You're saying your parents are strict and no matter what age you are, they don't want you to date? What type of religion? What's going on here? Wayne Dyer is pretty good. Yeah, I like his stuff. He's considered one of these troublemaker gurus. Seems to be very present for me, so I don't really care. Yeah, I haven't looked too much into him. You may lose politically correct points with him. Oh yeah? Well, I'm not politically correct at all, so I'll lose those points either way. What do I think happens after we die? I have no idea. I have no idea. Any list of things could happen. I'm not around those people anymore, but don't know how to get over the injustice. It ruined my job and money. How did it ruin your job? Well, yeah, honey, you might want to shoot me a DM about this, walking me through it. Vaughn said, fair enough. Yeah, that's I don't really have a set belief on it. They want someone that's the same religion. He's not. Let them want whatever they want. Do what you desire, that you connect to. When you love someone, you love every version of them. For the most part, yeah. Oh, okay, everybody. I'm gonna hop off for the evening. It's been about 2 hours. I'll see you guys for the TikTok live tomorrow evening. Probably like 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I think. We'll go live tomorrow. Maybe a little bit earlier or later. Around then, probably. If I did not answer your question, shoot me a DM. If you've been on the live and you enjoy what we're talking about, we go live 7 days a week. Shoot me a follow. Would love to see you guys back in here. And before I end the live, I'll give you guys a second if anyone wants to shoot me a follow. If you want to join us back tomorrow and the day after that and the one after that, we do this 7 days a week. Thanks for the advice, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, of course. Appreciate the questions. Welcome in, everybody. Feel free. We're gonna hop off in a second. So, geez, you're grinding, bro. Absolutely. That's what we got to do. Everyone's like, all these big creators on TikTok are like, oh, I go live Monday through Thursday. Nah, 7 days a week. All right, everyone. If I didn't answer your question, shoot me a DM about it. Feel free to shoot me a follow. We'll see you guys for the live tomorrow. If anyone who's just jumping in, we've been on here for 2 hours, so I'm gonna hop off. I love you guys very much. I appreciate you very much. Appreciate you being here, having the conversation, asking questions. And if you want to have any further conversation, shoot me a DM. See you on the live tomorrow. Peace out. See you guys.